Welcome back, folks, to my last video for the day. Chapter 27 of the My Pokemon Academia crossover what if. Last time, we basically addressed the aftermath of the All Might scenario, or situation with All for One. He came out on top, but he lost the ability to actually fight alongside his Pokemon, so now he's just like any other trainer. Also, we learned the identities of the two Pokemon that were saved by Bakugo and Midoriya. That would be Victini and Zeraora. Both decided to join up with the group, respectively. Bakugo got Victini, Zeraora went to Deco. And now they're on the way to Swampwood City for Midoriya's 6th gym battle. Now, basically, they were just traveling along the way to Swampwood City. Our heroes travel along to Swampwood City. Well, Bakugo's team had gone on ahead to more training pastures. But what new challenges await our heroes? Okay, got that out of the way. So they're traveling, and they're halfway through. It's getting later in the, not later in the evening per se. It's still light out, but it's not. Let's assuming that we're going by standard time frame, like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and it gets dark, say around 5. It's maybe like 3:30 to 4ish. Like it's starting to get there. Like the sun is starting to dip a little low, but they're still generally. They're still fine. They come across a battle going on, like a battle finishing up with it, and they see the person is this kid with blonde hair, and he's kind of just berating this kid as he's battling him, and he's battling him out. He's battling the kid's Grimer with his Mimikyu right here. This is the image I went with. That was honestly the best image I could find at the short notice. But his Mimikyu, and he's beating up this little gray-haired kid's Grimer surprisingly pretty easily, just mocking him the whole time. And the little gray-haired kid is just starting to kind of just get really fed up and almost starts crying, and as he walks away. Meanwhile, the girl next talks and is like, goes next to him and kind of smacks him in the back of his head. Like, "Oh, Kendo, that was so unreasonable." It's like, why do you always have to be such a dick to people who come from that area? It's not their fault where they come from. And even if it was. Just because they come from there doesn't mean they're any better than we are. It's like, why do you have to be like that? Why do you have to act like such a dick sometimes? Oh, come on, Kendo. He's just having a good time. Right. Those New Leaf that was the name of the town I get. It's my starting town, right? New Leaf. One second. Where is that information? Where did I put that information at? And New Leaf. Yes, those New Leaf town losers think they're so much hotter than anyone else just because you get first pick at the new Pokemon. Well, we'll show them exactly what we're made of. Isn't that right? And so we have this group right here as Mineta and his group walk off. We got this group composed of Kendo, Tetsu, and Monoma. Monoma being a lot of people, next to Mineta, one of my hero's least favorite characters. Like, the guy is designed to be unlikable. Seriously. Whenever I get to putting myself into doing the what if where I am in My Hero Academia, or what if I was in it, I've already planned out, A, what my quirk is, and B, how exactly this guy's going to get a comeuppance. So, ultimately, though, they're just kind of berating Monoma, who's really not listening. He's actually staring up, and he sees the group. He sees Midoriya, Shunso, and Asui. More or less, they say hello. And say, "Hi, hi, sorry to interrupt. We just saw your battle." "Oh, yes, it was a splendid battle, taking out those New Leaf Town losers." And Shinso, not being from New Leaf Town, doesn't really have a problem. But Midoriya and Asui do take offense because they are from New Leaf Town. They're just like, wait, what's the big deal about them coming into? Oh, this New Leaf Town losers think they're so superior to the rest of us. Someone has to bring them down a peg, don't they? And basically, he's kind of doing. So I'm sorry. Are you from? Yeah, we're from New Leaf Town. I was like, I see another group of self-entitled low-class trainers, and that really ticks them off. Some buzz, and Kendo really starts buzz. I'm terribly sorry. We're getting off on the wrong foot. I'm Kendo. This is Tetsu, and that's Monoma. He's really not as bad as he lets himself out to be. He's just he's got kind of he's a little bit insecure. He's like, insecure about how great I am. Please, I may be insecure, but I'm nothing compared to new leafers. And Asui and Midori are just like, what is this guy's deal? And, Kendo's about to step in again, and then Shinso's surprising steps and say, "Oh, I can't really speak for that. I'm not from New Leaf then." "Oh, so you understand then, don't you?" "Yeah, I understand that I understand that you're just an ass." "Excuse you?" And Mono's just like, "What?" And, yeah, I mean, you talk the talk, but you can't. But really, when you're just picking on trainers weaker than you, it's not really that much of proving you're better. You want to pick on someone your own size. Maybe try taking us on. And now Mono's just getting a little like, is that a fact? It's like, we just got done with the battle. Kendo, please hand me the super potions, and ethers, would you? It's like, it's like, okay, I guess we're doing this. In fact, why don't we all have a battle? 3-on-3, proving who's better. Wouldn't that be satisfying? Wouldn't it? And everyone's just like, yeah, fine. You want to go? Bring it, buddy. So that's kind of how the fight kind of breaks down. Just like, I'm so sorry about this. No, it's all right. So he's even like, it's all right. I mean, I can tell he's kind of the oddball of your group. Yeah, but doesn't mean I don't want to still beat him up. And that's Midori talking about. Midori is speaking out. I say, yeah, he gets that a lot. So Kendo / Asui are the ones basically moderating. Well, Kendo and then Midoriya would probably do the next fight, and then one of Kendo would do the next fight, and basically refereeing. So Kendo gets involved in the middle. It's like, all right, first there'll be Tetsu, and then it's in Shinso. All right, you ready to go, buddy? It's like, I was like, whenever you are. I was like, go, Laron! Now, I chose Laron for Tetsu for obvious reasons. Tetsu's ability is to harden his body like steel. Pretty much made sense that he would have a steel-type Pokemon like a Laron. Really makes sense for him, honestly. And then Shinso sends out Malabar. So the fight begins. Shinso sends out Malabar. Laron uses Iron Head, which Malamar encounters with Psybeam. Basically, they clash. Laron attack is greatly slowed, but still doesn't stop and lands straight into Malamar. Malamar does flinch for a minute as Laron is trying to shake off the Psybeam. Luckily, he's not confused, but he's still kind of like staggered. Just as Laron's about to come in for another Iron Head, Malamar uses Hypnosis and basically just knocks out Laron. Then hits it with Psycho Cut and then Night Slash to follow up and knocks out Laron. Tetsu is just, completely before. It's like, what happens? Like, yeah, you were a little too straightforward there. But yeah, I gotta tell you, I've been working on Malamar for a long time, even when he was the Inkai. You're Laron to be able to just charge through a side beam like that and still be able to land a solid hit on him. That's really impressive. The winner is Malamar. It's like, damn it. And then basically it's like, fine, I'm refereeing. Actually, shouldn't I referee? Seeing as fine, you referee. Whatever. So Shinso goes to referee. Midoriya, meanwhile, is looking at Monoma, who's just kind of just going crazy. Don't worry, Tetsu. Well, Kendo and I will avenge our loss. Don't worry, indeed. These Twin Leaf losers won't be able to compare to us. Not at all. And Midoriya is again just getting more and more pissed off with this guy. Like, what is his? He doesn't know me. He doesn't know us. It's like, what is his deal? And basically, Asui and Kendo basically, go at the bat next. Now, Kendo apologizes again on behalf of Monoma, and to some degree Tetsu, who kind of gets riled up by Monoma's, ideology and way of throwing his opinions around. I was like, no, it's okay. And let's just forget about the whole thing and just have a good fight. And he's like, yeah, that's great. All right, go, Krogunk. I choose you. Krogunk being one of Asui's oldest Pokemon, is one of her go-tos. I choose you, Hariyama. Now, if you don't know Kendo's quirk, it's Big Fist, which makes her hands huge, in which case Hariyama's kind of like the perfect Pokemon for her. So their fight begins. and comes out, and Hariyama immediately comes out with Fake Out, which does, cause Korogunk to flinch. Then follows up with Belly Drum. However, Korogunk uses Sucker Punch and does land. Sucker Punch, however, being a dark type move, doesn't do a lot on a fighting type Pokemon. Hariyama goes for Force Palm, but Korogunk is able to use Poison Sting. They both land, basically hitting each other, kind of like when you see in those anime ones where they both get that shot off on each other's chins and just boom. One gets Hariyama unfortunately gets poisoned by the poison sting, and a Korogunk unfortunately gets hit with another arm thrust, but only gets hit with 2. They both get hit. They both get land back a little bit. However, Korogunk, assuming it was a force pump. No, it was an arm thrust, not a force pump. No, sorry, it was a force pump. I apologize. Korogunk is paralyzed. I was reading differently in where I was in the scene here. Korogunk is paralyzed by the force palm. Hariyama gets poisoned by the poison sting. However, Hariyama follows up with a arm thrust, which lands several times. As it lands the final punch, Korogunk is able to use Venoshock, which doubles strength if you're poisoned. And they both get simultaneously knocked out. To which even Monoma's like, Monoma, are you okay? Dude, Monoma's like, Kendo, are you all right? It's like, yeah, I'm fine. Sorry, that was a good fight. It's like, well, we might not be able to win, but we'll certainly tie against you twin leaf losers, indeed. And then Kendo comes in behind him again, just chops his neck. Like, knock it off. Your fight's up next. Right, of course. I must be completely focused on the fight, indeed. Now, by the way, you'll notice I gave him a Mimikyu. Why did I give him a Mimikyu? Well, Mimikyu's shtick is to imitate a Pikachu, so it made sense for me to make Mimikyu look like or Mimikyu, his Pokemon, as Monoma's shtick is to copy other quirks. So it just made sense to me to give him a Mimikyu. So him and Midoriya go to face off, and Midoriya's just kind of giving me a look. And Asui and Shinso actually kind of even see the look and recognize the look. Like, this is the kind of look he gives Bakugo when he's fed up with what Bakugo's saying. And it's like, I'm going to show you just what I can do. And they're like, oh, Monoma better be careful. It's like, huh? And it's going to be Kendo referring the match again in this one. I think Monoma's biting off a bit more than he can chew. Is Midoriya a really good trainer? Oh, he's really good. But it's not just that he's a good trainer. It's the fact that Midoriya was underestimated a long time. For most is like, really? You know, a lot of trainers come from elite families and stuff like that. Midoriya didn't come from that. He was made fun of his whole life for it. And so he really takes issue with someone who underestimates him just because, or thinks of him differently just because of where he came from or how he came from. And Kendo and Tetsuya both actually get the look in Midoriya's eye, and they can see it's like the eye of the tiger. As they say, oh, he's ready to throw down. And Monoma doesn't quite understand, doesn't realize what he's getting into. It's like, should we tell Monoma to maybe take this a bit more seriously? And Ken's thinking about, it's like, if he's not going to take it seriously from the get-go, then he shouldn't be a trainer. It's like, good point. Plus, as much as he's not a bad dude, he does get on our nerves sometimes. So, yeah, probably should, he deserves to get his ass kicked in this case. Even they're like, yeah, he needs to be brought down a peg. So, that's where we'll leave off with the fight between Deku and Monoma. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Ideas for who would win, Star Wars, Super Magic, What If, anything new on the channel. Put that in the comments below as well. I'll get that at some point. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.